Alright, hi, this is Andrew Mack coming again with another video, this time about fixing issues in audio post where frame rates weren't selected on the field recorder during production, and getting these audio files able to sync up with OMS, AS, or EDLs. The workflow is using applications like Wave Agent, Kraken Dialog Editor's Toolkit, and Pro Tools. You, of course, can work with any DAW that you need to. So let's go right into it. So the issue that I'm dealing with currently in audio post right now is I got a feature that I'm working on currently where I'm getting errors in Kraken Dialog Editor's Toolkit, showing that my matches for the production audio to the EDLs is currently giving me these red texts letting me know that there's some sort of error. After doing a bit of discovery, we're finding out that the error is the fact that the frame rate was never selected for these audio files and never actually embedded. Kraken is currently auto selecting these frame rates and then putting these into the session I'm currently working in Kraken with. That's what this red text is here, and when I select these files, we can see here that the frame rate currently is showing that it's at 24 frames a second. And then if we move over to our production audio folder where all of these files are located, we can see there's a lot of duplicate files. I'm working on a film that is having quite a bit of significant issues with audio management, and I'm kind of working on reassembling these. How we are working to get this all reassembled and establish some sort of audio post workflow is now working with what was handled in the NLE, the video editing software, in this case Adobe Premiere. We are working with the source in and out points as well as the session timeline in and out points where everything was cut, and where everything's cut in the audio file to bring everything around. So you got in Kraken, it's called source in and out and destination in and out. So source in and out is where in the piece of audio clip that's been cut down to, and that's what your in and out is for source, is that in and out point of that trimmed audio file. And then the destination in and out in Kraken is where in the timeline is the in and out points. I just wanted to go through this real quick and show how I am assembling all this. So to establish a frame rate here, I'm using the application Wave Agent to bring everything in. I currently have a file that's already being handled and currently has a frame rate, which is this Harrison file, which I showed here in the Finder window. Just gonna make sure that's saved, which it is. Then I'm just gonna clear that out here. We're gonna grab the next file in the chain, drag and drop it into Wave Agent. Select on the file. We notice right away here that the frame rate is currently blank, and that's how I know that this information wasn't selected. The other half of this is I know that they're not using a time code, which is very important for a workflow like this where I'm actually setting a frame rate. If time code was used on set, definitely this will not work and will screw up your workflow. So definitely be wary of that. Do not do this if you know for sure timecode was jammed to the field recorder and to the cameras. That is a workflow that follows all the way into post. This is a workflow where this did not happen on production, where timecode boxes weren't used, timecode wasn't used on set, and so we are now trying to relink these audio files to the post process. Where this metadata did not exist. So this is the only situation where this actually applies and can work, because we do not have any sort of timecode reference here. So in this example then is we go down to the frame rate drop down here and select 23976, and then we just click save. The reason I'm using 23976 is because I know that the OMF and AF or the NLE is using that in the timeline, and I can definitely show that here by bringing up my Pro Tools session, grabbing the OMF, and then right away here we can see the timecode format showing 23.976. So that is why I need to select 23976 to link it back to the metadata that's in the EDLs and the metadata that's in my OMF. And this will compile all this information together and ensure that I have another sync and can actually relink these audio clips to the EDL that I'm trying to work with. Opening up Wave Agent again, after I saved, we now know that this is actually already established. If I re-import the clip, we can look real quick, see that this is already set up. And so there we go, 23976 is established to this. Going back over to Kraken real quick. These are still red just because I have to refresh all this and relink everything. So I have to refine these matches. So after I do this, I'll find matches again and we'll have a successful link. The Harrison files here and this Jeff file, all these files were red originally. So that's how I know this process is working and I'm able to establish all this. I also had a bunch of grayed out boxes down here in my EDL session showing these problems. And that's it. This workflow is, like I said, very unique and only for audio files that are received where timecode was not used on set. You definitely do not want to do this, change the timecode around, any of that, if timecode is being used on set. Definitely do not do this. Anyways, hopefully this video finds anyone of use. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a good